let's look at the each team's comps. Fuel are running gonna run the Talon dive, which is like the Tracer Sombra, and like the goal of this comp, obviously, go for like one big dive with Doha, maybe Sparkle behind, probably Sparkle behind, because there's nothing that stops Sparkle from staging no like enemy tracer marking him. There is still like Gaga and maybe Elsa, but like it's gonna be easier than against like a ball comp, for example, like a ball tracer comp. So like this comp's good, like pincer with these players playing together, because like there's a Moira you can't really split because the Moira doesn't have good healing range, and then you have like the dive core, which is like the Tracer Sombra. And Hunters are running a ball poke. They're running a poke comp. And then, like, how this is going to work probably is they're just going to have Gaga create windows in which Jinmu can peek open space and Leave can threaten a hack on, like, a target. Yeah, let's go. And like the important part of this is like target priority wise. Who does Jinmu want to like focus? A lot of players will say that a lot of players like they'll want to like focus Jexy and Fielder because they're supports, for example. I mean like they are supports. They're supports, but like I think that's wrong. And why is that wrong? Because like obviously like the reason they're playing more Lucio like other than like the burst heals and like the speed boost is just that like this is really hard to target. It's really hard to like focus a Moira, focus a Lucio that hasn't used cooldowns yet. But like the weakness of this comp is just the lack of sustain. Like Fearless can go in like wreak havoc for like 5-6 seconds, but like if he doesn't get stuff done within that short time window, then Hunters like they can lose one. That's fine as long as it's not like a key player. Like no, they still have a chance to win because like this comp like will die easily with once Fielder has exhausted like the like his healing resource. So target priority wise, like Jinmu should honestly like try to like focus Jexy and Fielder if possible, but otherwise like focusing Fearless like is perfectly fine. Force out Hanbin's DM. I don't want him to be like too tunnel visioned on focusing backline or the dive heroes of Fearless's comp. So right here now M-Monk set up in a secure position reasonably. Like it's gonna be hard to pincer here. So but like Fuel, like since they have Lucio, they get point control. So Fuel have like a couple options. Number one, like they could like force, they could chill, wait for point to unlock, and eventually someone will have to touch, and then like they can just like go on that target, or like they can try like go for a higher tempo play. Like Sparkle's gonna be like behind. They could go for a higher tempo play and try to go for M-Monk, or like maybe go for Elsa if like he's hacked. But like the key is like Fuel have to like maintain a high tempo, otherwise Jinmu and Nisha will get too much value. So as you can see, they want to set up angles. Jinmu wants to poke as much as possible. This is going to be the key player for Hunters here. Because if Jinmu doesn't get work done right now, then like Feels' dive is going to be really strong. Forces out Hanbin's DM. Wasted shot. No, I don't like that he's trying to go for Sparkle. And why not Sparkle? Because first, Sparkle, like, even though he is kind of like a novice tracer, so to speak, like, he isn't dumb. He isn't gonna, like, waste blinks and allow you to, like, just like, target him. So, like, I'm not sure why Jinmu's, like, focusing... Oh, focuses Doha, and that's okay, forces him out. But, like, he wastes a couple shots on the back line, who are in pretty good cover. And, Gaga slams... Oh, Jinmu does kill, like, them. Doha, though. But why, how does Gaga die? Oh, Gaga's hacked. So, like, it's like what Gaga has to do is play extremely carefully right now. Like, pile driving against a Sombra like this is the big mistake. He should just, like, roll, maybe, like, shoot the Sombra a bit, like, force Doha to, like, you know, translocate out, and then use that window of time to, like, aggress, like, for, like, Jinmu, Gaga, Elsa, to, like, just, like, try to put a lot of damage into Fearless. But, in this case, Gaga does, like, the big no-no of Wrecking Ball play, like, pile driving against a Sombra in open space. Like, if anything, okay, let me see how Elsa... Like, Elsa's, like... Elsa's forced, like, the pressures, like, when Gaga's, like, only soft engaging, and gets forced out early, so maybe this is bad timing. Maybe, I think... Okay, what was Elsa trying to do? So, he sees Gaga engage and decides to pressure Hanbin, but, put some poke pressure into Hanbin, which is fine. But, like... did he even have to, like, go out? Like, Gaga was still in. He has M-Monk, like, literally next to M-Monk. So, like, in his sightlines. So, like, why doesn't Elsa just stay here and like, you know, try to like, poke out Doha, but he doesn't. I'm not sure why. And then, like, he just peels back for some reason. Maybe he was concerned about Sparkle focusing M-Monk, but even then, it's better than. But even then, like, a solo Sparkle can't really do that much. They need, like, Fearless to go in, and in this case, like, the more important thing is, like, protecting Gaga during the engage. But, like, more importantly, let's see how good this engage was. Like, don't mind the Sombra, let's see how good this engage. So, like, holy shit. So this isn't, like, the ideal engage, and because, like, you know, Elsa's, like, not prepared to pressure. If Elsa was there, then maybe Gaga survives, and he could, but, like, and he could, like, try to like, stay in for longer, try to, like, put a lot of pressure onto, like, Fuel's, like, backline. But in this case, like, this isn't just this, like, this might not even be a bad engage by Gaga. It's just, like, the rest of his team doesn't follow up properly. Okay. Now Fuel, they do, like... How does Gaga get rezzed there, though? What do they do to allow Gaga to get rezzed? How does Nisha get the res off? Like, normally that would just be... Oh, Gaga actually dies there? Oh, interesting. So he dies in a quite secure location. If, maybe, like, they try to, like, you know, maybe they could try to deny the res, but I wouldn't like that. Why? Because, like, if they try to, like, get Nisha just, like, tethers up to, like, Jinmu, and like, you know, they waste cooldowns just to deny, just to, like, maybe deny this res, but in any case, maybe Elsa could also Matrix and, like, still don't pull off the res, so, like, bit of an action by Fuel, but it's okay. Okay, now, like, let's take a look at, like, the resources of each team. So like how much resources Fielder have? Fielder is like down to half. Like honestly, after a long fight like this isn't too bad. This is still enough. Hanbin has almost 0 DM though. So hunters have done some work in softening up you know, down fuel, but I'm interested to see like how this will work. And look, they just all go on M-Monk. And like Gaga like knocks off Fearless, so they're instead of like pressure and like, you know, counter engaging, like, to be fair, like maybe you pressure instead of peel here, because M-Monk's like, to be fair, not that important, and it might like in an early fight maybe, but like once like. But like the key like players here are like Nisha and Jinmu. Like if M-Monk dies, like if Gaga can get like a trade kill, that would still be good. It's not like losing like your main tank, for example, yeah, Gaga, or like losing something like a Zen early fight. So which in a ball comp is devastating, because it means you can't have your Tracer like go for map control anymore. So like especially late fight, like if you get a trade kill, then it might be fine, because like you're not trying to like take a lot of damage anyways. You're not gonna take a lot of burst damage. You're just gonna go for like spam. So like they go on M-Monk. Like M-Monk's eventually gonna die. It's just because like this comp is just too powerful at like diving. It's a matter of fact of like, it's a matter of like how much like you get done before like your backline dies. And if you like, you know, make it so that they have like no resources left after that, like in like they're engaged, then it's a win, because like, you're just gonna like win off of like your poke, and they have no sustain. Okay, so like they trade Fearless for like M-Monk, but and in this case, like this is like Hunter's last chance. Oh, great boop by Jexay. Like if Jexay like got the boop there, I could see like losing Fearless there. Like after losing Fearless, like I could see after that boop, like before that boop, I mean, like if Gaga actually got like the engage, like maybe, I mean the bubble's blocking. But like if he got the engage inside the bubble, it would have brought Fearless like 1 HP, in which case Jinmu could literally go inside the bubble and try like clutch out this fight. And like you only have like a Hanbin to deal with, and then you have like a 2v1 here, but in this case, like great boot by Jexay. And without like Gaga to like allow Jinmu to be aggressive, like losing M-Monk might not have been like losing M-Monk for Fearless might not have been that severe, but the only problem is just that like if you don't get like a good engage, then losing your main source of healing is pretty bad. Especially when like their fielder is still alive. Like this means like field would have more sustain in that case. So they switched to pre-Torb. So like the purpose for the Torb might be to make it hard for like Sparkle Doha to stage. So I mean it's not bad, but like what they could do is like, but like I'm not sure about the Torb pick, because like this comp plays at such a high tempo that like, and like, you know, staging isn't gonna be like that much of a problem as compared to like, you know, double bubble, because this comp, like you can't have like Sparkle just like stay with the main group and try to like you know use blinks. You might have to like the dive will certainly be like less like potent, but like it would still like, but the Torb turret won't do that much, because if you're like fast enough, you can like punch the enemy enough. So so like the only like good thing is that like maybe it makes it harder for Doha to like actually like stage, like go get behind them. But like if if and like it would like affect like Doha's ability to farm EMP, but like if Doha like, but Doha can just like uncloak last second, and then like the fuel can try to like dive, and then like turret will probably be destroyed pretty quickly. It'll be first priority, and then Doha can try to farm. But like the disadvantage of this, but like the Torb, like I also noticed they switched to like Briggs Zen, so like they're committing towards like going like I'm not sure. Like the disadvantage of the Torb is like how are we gonna follow up with Gaga, like, or like you can like try to go more aggressive as Torb, like you can peek more, but like compared to like a Tracer who like benefits like immensely from like Gaga's engages, like Torb just doesn't offer that much. Like Torb is hard to dive, yeah, but because like overload, that's a thing, but like Torb contributes like little towards map control, like aside from his turret, and that is if he can even put his turret somewhere that is on an angle, for example. That is, yeah, but and like his range kind of sucks. Like he's really close range, and like he can't really follow up with Gaga all that well. So like Gaga's engages are gonna be like weaker. They're just gonna be playing for like the poke potential of Torb, which is, to be fair, is pretty high at closer ranges with like the overload. But like in this comp, you don't want to play at close ranges. You want to play like longer sight lines. Like I know you have a Kree, but like going anywhere near this comp with a Zen is a death sentence. Oh, I don't really like this comp at all. Like maybe like do Tracer Ash, and then you'll be fully committing towards like the high like poke playstyle, but like in this case, like no, I don't like it. So right here, well, like think about it this way, like Hunters are playing like really Broly for ball comp. Like they're playing Brig, Kree, Torb, and like the Diva, but like this is an even better brawl comp. And like it's not like this comp has more sustain. Like like something like Rhine. Like if Hunter switched to Rhine, would actually be pretty good here. Why? Because Rhine is like has a good interaction against this comp. Why? Immor, for example, is good. You can use Ice Block, or you can like tech into Tracer to like prevent like a Sparkle from staging for free. And like there's a lot of, and like once you absorb like the initial dive from fuel, you can like recharge, and then like you can just like rush force point, for example, or and then once you force point, you can just turtle at point, and like this, and then like you can use your Kree, which is common in Brawl, to kind of poke them out, which they're really vulnerable to. But like this is like a cheesy Brawl comp, but like if you're gonna have a Zen, why not go all the way? Like the Zen's gonna be a liability, I think. Like, at the very least, play something like, I don't know, Ana, for example. I'm not sure. Not sure, like, why, like, Hunters play. This comp is so bad. I'm sorry for speaking about it too much, but this comp is so bad. Anyways. Okay, so right here, like, Hunters, they like, push their core inside this mega room. Or like I know they don't really like this is just playing into like where Fuel wants the fight to happen. Like Fuel are set up for like the fight to happen here. Like you have Hanbin, Sparkle on high ground. You have the core of Fuel like near the mega room. You have Doha on this angle. And like how are we gonna catch this? How are we gonna catch this dive? Like, think about how you're gonna make space against this comp. How are you gonna allow your like Broly core to like not be stuck in here, because you like from here like you have no LOS on point. You're gonna need to like put leave. You're gonna have to like move your your like core into like more semi-open space, but how are they gonna do that? Like they can have Gaga try to like you know slam here, but like you know Fuel are just gonna like W in and they're gonna win because they have the superior brawl. So like maybe like they try to first clear the high ground first. So like because you can see like Hanbin like gets to go on high ground for free. I don't know, maybe like I'd move your, well, maybe like Chengdu should move their core up here, try to like just force out Hanbin and Sparkle out, and then like once they're forced out, you can like set up like angles for your Kree, your Torb, as ridiculous as it sounds, and then you can try to play slow, play for like poke, and then like after like your Fearless and they're using fuel in general, have used resources, then you can try to like look to hard engage. That's one option. This is like a safer. This is safer for like Emong because like he can like you know kite back here. Like you have to be careful about Doha behind here, but like it's gonna be hard to stage and like you're gonna have Diva to peel and yeah. So I'm not sure why they just push low ground. Like now they're kind of in open space, but they're completely vulnerable. Yeah. And Doha's might not be set up perfectly, but look, they just go in. They just so like Gaga like tries to relieve the pressure, but you have no angles to catch it because you have so little map control in here. Like you're corralled into this small ass mega room against a comp that is a superior brawl. And look, they pop Cole and they just kill Emong. Like where can Emong kite? How do they kite this? How do they kite disengage? Like they're gonna kite like all the way to their turret, but like in that case, like they can just Fuel can just speed boost onto like hunters and they'll be dead. Like Fearless dies, but it doesn't matter. Like Fearless already made the space and like they already lost like 2 or 3 by the time Fearless dies. Like this, they trade, but like look, this is like a sign. Like they have the superior brawl, and more importantly, they have like more map control because they're defenders. Like hunters are just pushing into Feels' map control without. And they're not pushing high ground. At least like this will put some angles for you to poke out Fearless from here. Like what can you do? Like absolutely jack shit. Or like you can like just push left side, and then like you can set up your core on angles here. Have Gaga like try to like you know bait out the dive or absorb it. Like not, or maybe like you know have them push a bit, bait out the dive, then have Gaga punish it. That would be better, I think. But like in this case, like like hunters like their win condition is gonna be like softening up Fuel, but like they're not. They're just like Fuel are just like pushing the tempo so well as well. So I must like commend them for that. But okay, I'm not sure why Fuel that isn't as much as I thought. So Fearless just ints in again, and look at this dive. It's effective. Because also Doha's EMP. How are you gonna like absorb this? There's no way. It's not like they're OT. It's not like they're near OT. Like they still have like some point progress to give up, so they can like set up a good fight that they can try to win. Like hunters are just misplayed this. They just played their poke oriented, like they just played like an inferior brawl comp to the enemy. Like this might have superior poke, but like in any case, like it's shit. This is like weird brawl poke hybrid, but brawl poke hybrids are pretty shit in this game. Why? Because like you have a half the team that wants want long fights, but like you have another half that like wants like force like you know mid fights. So like how do you play is like you're gonna like poke the enemy out and then like try to finish the fight with a brawl, but like you don't have any like poke dive, for example. Like for example, Sorry for mincing my words, but like poke dive is good because even though like poke heroes, like I mean dive heroes, they want to like fight at close ranges. Like unlike brawl heroes, which like just want to like head on into the enemy, like dive heroes actually help like clear angles and flanks for like the poke component in your team to like use. And like also if they're running like a poke comp of their own, like generally poke dive beats poke. And why? Because like the poke dive will help corral like any players taking angles back to like their core, and then afterwards you can use that map control. You can set up your like poke heroes on like angles, and then like at the same time you have an engagement option. Like that's a benefit of running brawl generally, the engagement option. So you have that option to like engage, and then have your poke heroes play hyper aggressively. Like they just peek aggressively. They peek Widow, they peek Hanzo aggressively. Like they don't give a fuck because like there's a ball in their backline. So poke dive is really good in this game, but poke brawl isn't. Why? Because poke brawl is just like brawl doesn't contribute to map control as much as dive heroes. Like Ryan can like obviously control space, but like he's so immobile that like you're gonna need to like stick next to your core, so you can't skirmish for map control. You can only like press W or like go on a rotation, but your core will have to like follow you in that rotation. Like can rotate to like clear angles and flanks, but you're gonna give up since your core will have to stay with you. Like you're gonna give up like the map control in exchange for like another piece of map control, but like you're just trading. You're not like actually taking control of the map. So right here, it looks like they're running the same comp again. This time though, Fuel might actually like be even better on this comp on this map because like if like Hunters, like especially if they lose this fight, like it's gonna be, if like Hunters win this fight, then I think it's relatively equal because like the point, you can either push the point and push into like Hunters' like poke sight lines, which they have high ground CUs, or like you have to push high ground, which is far away from the point. So you're gonna push into Hunters' map sight lines and like Hunters' like poke sight lines. But like if Fuel take this point, then retaking using Hunters as comp is gonna be so damn hard. Why? Because like if anyone pushes like either this door or like main, then like they're just gonna like be engaged on. Like there's little, like since this map has like chokes, there isn't a way for like Hunters to like clear angles and try to like poke them out before like Fuel can engage. Like the moment that Hunters can even like begin to push up their backline, that's when Fuel can actually engage, and they can rotate in between because they have Lucio, which is good. So which is good for this comp. I mean, like obviously Lucio's a throw pick in a lot of comps, but not this one. I mean, they do have a Pharah who can like actually use like the high skyboxes to get some poke before like Hunters push. So anyways, what do I want from Hunters right now? Notice that like as I said, like the distance is so short. Like if Emong just pushes in, like Emong dies. So like what they have to do is they have to like have Jinmu, Gaga, and Leave set up. They have Anisha and Jinmu, like the Far Mercy, like get some initial poke. Like you don't really need like your whole back line to push up in this case. It's okay to like leave some of your back line behind to chill a bit. Like leave them to like wait here, for example. Like wait to like soften up Fuel a bit. If they push past here, like the angles will be so scuffed for them. So what like Jinmu has to do is like, and Gaga and Leave, like they just have like set up like over and behind them. Like Gaga plays slow, careful, because Sombra, and then like Leave looks for a hack, of course. Try like maybe get a cheeky pick, but they just need to like poke out Fuel first before like pushing up their back line. But like, how do hunters how do hunters like lose their honor so quick? So, wait, why isn't like Emon kiting this way? Like he shouldn't even look at like Elsa. Like all he needs to do is like 180 turn. Like fuck it, I'm out of here. But instead, let's look at what he does. Oh, I see. Like he's trying to go for this cheeky like play, but what? Like even if you get the anti, I mean the anti might be good, but like I think an alive honor is even better. Like in this case, they just kill M-Monk and all. Now like fuel they have to stabilize though. This is really important. So like if they stay in open space for too long, then Jinwoo's still gonna just poke them out. They have no sustain. They just need to like maybe like spend time in here, and then they just need to like spend time next like a source of cover. They need to stabilize, and then like they can. I think they have like options. They can like try to go for Gaga, try to get a cheeky hack on Gaga, and then try to like rush him down, or like they could try to like force point, like put some point pressure so you can force them to brawl at close range. Like you can't really force this comp to brawl unless you put point pressure, but or like M-Monk. M-Monk's a really only stationary target. So so like let's see if fuel stabilized correctly. How does but like I don't think they do. Fielder like stands in open space. Like he does know that like Moira has like longer range in this, right? He can just stay under this bubble, for example, to stabilize. But they don't. But like this is a dumb mistake. They don't stabilize correctly. Gaia dies though, because you lose M-Monk early. So I mean, if you lose him late, then like it's gonna be okay. Because like usually like you're like one slam away from maybe finishing the fight. They're kind of softened up, but it'll depend on who gets a better like engage. But early fight, it's really bad. They should win this. Like feel. They just need to force the point, honestly. Like what is like. Forget about like trying to pincer dive anyone. Well, actually, Elsa is DMAC. Can try like. They do get Elsa, but oh, how does Jexay die as well? Oh, hack. I don't know. Probably should like just drop into Fearless's bubble, but whatever. So they lose their backline, but they trade like both tanks and Memo, so it's a quirky trade. That being said, like that being said, hunters are playing like a really annoying spam comp of core, like yeah, but and like the thing with like spam poke, I'll interchange them because I'm stupid, but the thing with poke comps is like poke will eventually win like against every other comp because especially like mobile poke. Stationary poke, like it's not true because like a dive can just like try to like collapse on them and try like and since you have mobility, like they can't really kite it that well, but like if you have if you have like a lot of like mobile poke heroes like Pharah, that's the advantage of playing Pharah, for example. That's why you also see her on like points like Lijiang. What is it called? Night Market. Like you see her on Night Market after you like. Generally, like teams will like mirror brawl at first, like in Night Market, but after like. If they lose the fight, then they might switch to like a poke comp involving Pharah. Pharah is gonna be really hard for like a poke comp to kill, especially with a mercy pocket. So like, as long as you can't be touched, as long as you can't close, they can't close the distance. Like if you can kite really well, then poke will win because like you just do like so much safe damage that like healing can't keep up. Like not even like high sustain comps like Rhine Brawl can like deal with it. But like it's just a matter of like how much will it cost? Like how much will your win cost? Because like if you win the fight but like you give away like 70-80% like point progress, then it's probably worth it for the Brawl team. And like guess what they can do? Like they can just like go on point again. They can clear some angles so it can make it a bit easier, and then they just force the point. And then like you're gonna have to contest with one of your like heroes. Like you have Gaga for this in this example, but if you're running something like double shield, then like you probably don't want like fucking your like Sigma like contesting point against like a bunch of angry brawlers. But like the thing is like Poke will win against every other comp, like especially in mobile Poke if played with good rotations and stuff. But good rotations, good kiting. But like it's just a matter of like, how expensive can you make? How long will it take for them to win? Those are the questions you have to answer when you're considering playing a Poke comp. So right here, like they force point. But honestly, what they could, like, they don't really stabilize that well. So they force point, but like what they should be doing is like chilling a bit. Like maybe have, how does Hanbin use that much TM? But maybe like allow Fielder to like heal you up a bit, and then like you have options. You can like try to rush M-Monk, even though it's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to absorb like one or even two dives from Gaga beforehand, or like you could you could try to farm ultimates. That could be an option, but I'm not sure. But like this is where this comp's lack of sustain is gonna rear its ugly head. Like what are you gonna do now though if you don't stabilize? So like that orb isn't ideal, and Fearless goes in. What? Like he has bubble, but like he goes in with like 120 HP, and they just die. Like Sparkle kills M-Monk, which is probably like Elsa's well. In this case, like I think this is also a mistake by hunters. Like if like Elsa dies, like maybe you play like a bit more passive, like a bit like right here, so you can peel for like M-Monk. Like you don't really want to go for trades. I mean, like, in order if they played it right, then if Field played it right, then like it's gonna be difficult to go for trades, especially as it's a solo Sparkle killing M-Monk in this case. But like when I say go for trades, like in this comp, like there's not gonna be like that many backline trades. And why? Because like let me write the answer. The pain in the ass to dive, right? So like what you're gonna do is like you're gonna against this comp, you're gonna play for Poke. You're gonna actually split apart a bit, poke out the comp, and then when they like close the distance, you're gonna like play a bit more together. You're gonna absorb the dive, you're gonna kite it back, and then like afterwards, you're gonna like set up your poke angles again once like they've exhausted their cooldowns, and then like you're just gonna like eventually poke out the comp and you just push in, but like you so like your team so like sorry for stuttering so much. I'm thinking. So what is like gonna be Gaga's like role in this? Like Gaga's just probably gonna play more to like soft engage on the enemy when they try to rush, like threaten a kill on like maybe like Jexay for example, and just slow them down, like, or like do damage to them with like your poke heroes, like create an opportunity for like Jinmu to like poke them out. But like you just need to like catch the dive. They're going into your sight line. You just like do a lot of damage to it. Try to catch the dive. Try to slow it down, and then like you just push out with your superior sustain and poke. And by sustain, like, I mean, like, long term, like, once Fielder runs out of juice, and this how gonna get healed up anyways. So, right here, as you can see, this is good. Jinmu's, like, peeking really aggressively and putting a lot of poke onto fuel as they try to get to point. Like, retaking, like, against Hunters' comp can be brutal because, as I said, like, the paths to point are, like, really good poke sightlines, so, like, but, like, they do have EMP, so it's gonna be interesting to see if they actually get it right. So they EMP and then they go in, but Emong doesn't. But actually, like, it's a counter EMP. Like, it's a counter EMP to, like, catch the engage and catch, like, Dallas's engage. Wait, like, so, like, this EMP, I'm not sure if it will actually do that much. Like, I know they want to have the first EMP, like, that, obviously that's gonna be good. You don't want Doha to EMP for free. But, like, if that was, like, 2 seconds later, I think it would be good. Like, exactly 1 or 2 seconds later, then they'll be in a better position to catch that. Maybe Gaga will be able to start his, like, roll, and then, like, can try, like, slam down. But in any case, but another thing is, like, like, maybe they kite back here. Maybe they shouldn't actually kite back. And then, like, Dallas could force point, that is concerned, but if Dallas forces point, then, like, you can still try to poke them out a bit, and then you could look to EMP in here. Like, the EMP will be late because, like, Doha will have to, like, set up, like, all the way back here. But, like, right here, but Hunters just decide to stay and take the fight. Like, they get the first EMP, which is good, but they're not in a position to catch it, really. That being said, good anti-nade, though. Like, Hanbin doesn't get hacked, but he doesn't eat the nade. And, like, it prevents Fielder from healing. So it just stops, like, Fields' engage. So good nade. That's why they didn't have to kite back, because they just kill Fearless and boom. Boom, fight's over. Before it even starts. Oh, wait, they use EMP? Sorry, I was checking something. Why did he use EMP? Did they really think they could clutch this? Oh. Oh, my mistake. It was actually after Fearless died. Like, maybe they could have done that, like, Doha did it as fast as he can, but if they got that EMP faster, then like, they would have won the trade, but in this case, they just trade Fearless for, like, nothing. Like, who? They just trade Fearless, and once you trade Fearless early fight's over. Oh, and Sparkle. Oh, Sparkle dies.
Always leave yourself. We all make mistakes.
So, right here, Jinwoo's, like, poking them out again. They have 4 ults, like, these are sustain ults, so one thing they could do is actually, they could try, like, force point, actually, and they have, like, the ults to back it up. Like, it's not like they're gonna be, like, short on sustain anymore. And I say sustain a lot, but it really does matter. Sustain is, like, the Achilles heel of this comp. Like, they try to punish Gaga. Like, Gaga gets caught out for some reason. Maybe the engage was a bit too hard. Oh. Oh no, the same mistake. Pile driving in open space without appeal. Without, like, Zarya Bubble or, like, Diva Matrix. Oh, decent. Yeah, bad engage. And even then, let's see if this engage, even if it didn't get hacked, was it good? Is the backline ready to catch it? I mean, it's okay because like you have Jinmu here. It's actually okay. It's not bad engage by any means, but you'd want Leave like in position, and Leave isn't quite in position to follow up. And like Gaga dies, and there's nothing that really creates a window of opportunity to like. Okay, like, you know, honestly, after losing Gaga, like, they should just kite, I think. They should just kite all the way, maybe here. And then they could play for, like, poke, but... Like, it's not that Hunters are, like... It's not like the Far Mercy is not working. The Far Mercy is doing a lot. It's just that, like, Gaga, like, the engages by Hunters are really forced. They're playing it as if, like, they needed to, like, brawl, but they don't. They just need to, like, play to live and play for, like, and just create some opportunities to, like, egress, but overall they just need to play for, like, poke. And, like, they kind of trade, but... And Jinmu pops ult here, but at this point, like, you can see, like, their sustain ults really helped them, though. Like, they were pushing through like open space dominated by Pharah, but like the fact that they had 4 ults that helped them sustain, like Diva Bomb is another one that gives you new mech, but like the fact that they had that allowed them to like just push on top without doing anything special. So
Thanks for the assist.
So right here, Hunters are trying to poke out. So like, again, as I said, they should like put their backline somewhere secure, play for a poke, and then once you have 10 or 15 seconds worth of poke, once you force out like the resources, like you don't want to. One thing you have to be careful of is that you don't want like Gaga or Elsa to be feeding Fielder like resource, but just play for a bit of poke and then look to engage. Now what Field could do is they could look to like go for a really high tempo play. They could actually like try to like rush the backline outside like the center of the point. Like outside like this area, but outside the village, like just the middle of the village, but they don't really have the ult to do it right now. How does Gaga kill Sparkle though? Okay, so you... Oh, no. That's a dumb mistake. It's just a dumb mistake, nothing special, just a dumb mistake. He walked into a mine. Like, someone had to force point, sure, to prevent the point from flipping, but, it's... Hunter's comp isn't terribly, like, high sustain either, so maybe just, like, don't worry about the point too much. Like, even then, like, you could just, like, have Fearless Touch last second, but I'm not sure why. Not sure why they were so tunnel visioned. And yeah, they pop the EMP while like they're in an exposed position, and yeah, hunters just win this. Pretty sloppy from Fuel, to be honest. And the retake, once you have Nano Jinmu, then it's probably really, really difficult. Like, you might flip the point, but like Nano Jinmu is gonna be pretty damn powerful. And yeah, that's it. Anyways, let's take a look at next like map. Hunters, like, they're gonna run, what again? They're gonna run, like, Pharah again. Not sure, the verticality on this map is a bit worse. And the angles, like, there are a lot of, like, you know, obstacles here. Like, you're not gonna get as free sightlines as, like, the last one. So, let me think. So what, like, you're going to do is, as hunters probably, is, like, I don't know about this comp. Like, I think maybe, like, the sightlines, there are long sightlines, but like, feel like they can just like easily close the distance. So so you might do the same strategy. Like, you have Jinmu, like, play this angle, you put your backline somewhere secure, and you play for poke. And then once you poke them out, like, once you're confident that, like, if they engage, you can absorb it, or like poke it, or just, like, you know, they're gonna have, like, less resources for it, then you can just push up your backline and try to play more aggressive. But, like, in this case, Fuel are just gonna, like, say no. We're just gonna go in. And Jexay kills. A nice boop on Gaga, honestly. Oh, hack boop. And now you have nothing to really stop this, like. And they don't kite back, and they just stand here. M-Monk just gets caught out, and they have to kite back. Like, how, like, let's say those two picks didn't happen, what should hunters do? Like, let's say from right here. No, like, just a few seconds before, but doesn't matter. I'm too lazy. So, like, they should be like, hey, they're rushing us. Let's kite back. We don't have to, like, take this fight. Then and then at the same time as we kite, we have a Jinmu poke them from here, and then, like, and try to, like, poke out, like, the tanks a bit, poke out Fearless and Hanbin, force out some resources, and then afterwards, once you're confident they have enough poke, you then push back in, and then, like, you can set up a pincer dive with Jinmu, Gaga, and your backline, just finishing off, like, the remnants of the tanks, or, like, you go in, bait out the engage, peel it off, and then you push in. But or you look to, like, or if they're low enough, you can actually look to trade, because you're gonna win the trade. So, anyways. So now they're gonna switch to the Kree. I mean the Torb? What the fuck? They're gonna switch to what? Oh. I think they're gonna switch to Double Bubble. And how do you play against this comp as Double Bubble? Like, Double Bubble will have, like, superior poke, because you don't have to run, like, Reaper, Tracer, Sombra, that type of shield. So, and you're gonna have better help staging. So you can put, like, and then you can try to go for, like, more pincer dives, which this comp can kind of punish, but like since the core have to stay together, really only Sparkle and Doha can. You can't. It's not like there's like a Zen to kind of discord you, which will make it extra brutal. So what you do here is you want to be as hunters, like you want to play slower, farm energy. So you just want to like go in a bit, put your core somewhere secure, bait and engage from fuel. You kite back the engage. Like you don't have to far for like really high amount of poke anymore. So you can't just like put the core like somewhere that irrelevant, and then you can't just shelve them here and then try to play for poke here. But you have to play kind of 6. So you're gonna look to like peel off the engage a bit, like get your Kree on angles, and then once they engage, you're gonna look to catch the engage, and then you're gonna farm. You're gonna farm a bit. You're gonna farm kite the engage. You're gonna farm energy for Zarya in the meantime, and then afterwards they're gonna run out and you're gonna get weaker. You're gonna get stronger, and you're gonna try to brawl with your high Zarya energy. So like the success of this will depend on like if Elsa gets high energy. I mean, they forced Doha out, so maybe they go from this angle. They go for like a soft engage. Maybe they go here, and maybe Ga should go here from here instead. Like he should just circle, circle, circle. They have no pokes. They have no poke, and Sparkle can contest your staging, but you can just have M on peak here with your Brig and Kree right here to make it safe. Not well, like you can just have it like take slight angles. So like they're kind of going head on though into Fields' comp, and this might be okay because like they have like Brig Kree, which is hard to dive. But oh, how does Jinmu die? Oh, goes into Sparkle. Like they like Sparkle like Jinmu has to probably cloak there, like wait for cloak at least, and then you can't just like walk in like that. Does he actually use the ability? I don't think so. He doesn't use the ability, and he just goes in. This gets like isolated, and against Tracer, they're gonna win the battle. And now, like, Sparkle's, like, perfectly staged behind. Like, you win this battle, like, boom, 2 angles, and there's not much you can do. Like, so... They don't like they lose Jinmu and then they allow Sparkle to pincer here. Like the weakness of double bubble is honestly like in exchange for like, you know, powerful win condition and grav, like you're like running Zarya instead of Diva gives up map control, so and especially when you don't have a tracer, so this is basically like a glorified brawl comp. So, and, like, there's not much, there's not much you can really do if you don't, like, deal with the dives correctly. Like, you don't have Gaga, like, try to, like, when they push in, you don't have Gaga immediately try to relieve the pressure. It's, like, you need to bait in the dive, have Gaga engaged then, and then, like, try to, like, peel off with your Brig Kree. And then like you're gonna have get Zarya high energy, and then you're gonna go in, but feel like they just like establish a pincer way too quickly, and they lose a player, and yeah, they're dead. So like now let's take a look at this though. So Feel recognized that like hunters have to play slow, so like they just take advantage of that. Like You want to play slow? No, fuck it. We're going in. And like, and they have the EMP to back it up. So this is really good play by Fuel. They're going for the tempo play when they have ultimates, and that forces them to play at their tempo, which is fast. And do they want to play at fast tempo? No, they have nothing to punish that. They have nothing to punish the tempo offered by Fuel, and their comp is one that wants to play slow. So like they just out tempo hunters and they just punch them in the gut and boom. Really good play by Fuel. I love it. Every team should aspire to have this good tempo control. And notice like that everyone goes in when they... Notice that everyone... There's nobody who does not participate in this dive. And they go in at the same time. Like, when that EMP is launched, they just W key in. And everyone does it. Like, they're all on the same page. How, like, if you're hunters, how are you supposed to deal with this? How? Like, there's no miracle. Like, I don't think even a miracle can save you from Fuels as engage. So maybe the primal was an overcommit. That's the only qualm I have with it. Maybe like they just didn't have enough. They just did a lot of damage. Oh, like Jinmu gets hacked. You don't need to worry about the hack. So this primal was an overcommit, I think. And yeah, like it's gonna be so brutal to retake against this. You're gonna have to like be able to play at a slower tempo, and try to play a more like poke-oriented style. But like they can just hold here, and you can't get sightlines. Like you don't have anything to go for map control, because you have Sombra. Like maybe I'd prefer if they switch like Tracer, Sombra for Tracer. You know they are close to EMP, so probably not. But like they just need to maybe they just go like a more like map control oriented style. So like instead of like trying like you know invite a dive onto you and like try like peel it off with like abilities, like you try to like disrupt their dive and you try to set up your own kill box, and then like you try to like stop them, discourage them from diving by setting up your own angles, and then after when they dive you can like try to absorb it as normal, but like you're playing in, since you have map control, like it's not going to be as powerful, and then like since you do have map control, you can go in with like an even stronger, like you can go in with like stronger map control, so with like a stronger engage because you have map control, I mean. So right here, Jinmu is close to EMP. Now, like, what can Fuel do here? Like, I think Fuel might actually benefit from doing another tempo play. They have beat engage. They are close to like Cole, which they'll build really quickly. They have like bomb to like. Their bombs like kind of displace hunters a bit, split them apart, and like cause like send the backline into different, scatter the backline, and they have like a pulse bomb to back it up. So I think instead of like trying to give them space here, I think they should actually go for a tempo engage. A tempo engage is in like we just go in. Instead, like, Fearless goes for, like, the spy checking. So they're trying to, like, disrupt the EMP instead of, like, trying to, like, go for, like, a trade or a tempo play. Okay, so right here, like, Gaia pops Primal first. Fuel go for a trade, but, like, but since like their backline isn't like since like Fearless's backline isn't ready for this, like in order for them to like contribute, like they have to be close, like, and this is not the same, gonna be like quite the same for like hunters who can like look to like break away from Fearless and try to like look for who might be, I mean, like you don't really want to split apart. I don't have a monkey in your face, but I think they're gonna win the trade, like especially as they have Primal as well, and Monk can look to like Nano. But and like it's inconclusive right now, but like actually Hunters are going to win because like sustain, they pop a sustain ult and Fuel has none of it. I mean they have beat engage. I actually might say they have beat, but they use it defensively, and the EMP just kind of like makes it moot. Like they're gonna win. You have no abilities, so you're just like stuck in open space nonetheless. So right here, like this is like a key moment for both teams. Hunters like Fuel are gonna build EMP, so like if I were Hunters, I maybe consider going for like really high tempo plays, because since they have to stay together, like if you grab, you can like often try to grab Fearless in it as well, so they can't like look to trade. And like even if you trade, then if you use like ults, then you're gonna have a better trade. But like I just want Hunters like maybe play like so fast and aggressively that like Doha like doesn't have the opportunity to pop EMP. Like you could like look to like establish a cycle with Grav, Nano, and then like either one of these two, and then your own EMP. But you know, I want Hunters to play really high tempo here. Like they just need to Grav. They just need to like look for a good Grav and good nade, and they can win. Like you can try to like go for a more poke oriented style, but like this is like the danger you're gonna be worried about. And in any case, like you don't have like an oppressive amount of poke. You're not running a ball comp, so instead they just play for poke, but like they can still close the distance. They have Primal as well. So and Gaga, like how does Gaga die? Like this is GG's. Gaga gets hacked on point. As you can see, like Fuel are putting point pressure. Because like you don't control the point, like Fuel can just get point pressure for free. Oh, and he gets hacked. He actually just sets on point, like he gets hacked. And like once you get hacked, boom, there's nothing you can do. Doha will build EMP and boom. Easy win. So Hunters, they just played slow. They just gave up so much space in the process, like space that their Brawl comp will benefit from. Like their Winston's double bubble comp will benefit from, but in doing so, like if you'll just put point pressure for free, Gaga's overextended, and even if they weren't overextended, like they have to put someone on point. Like they're gonna, like, do they really want they really want Jinmu on point when he's this close to EMP and like risking death? Like they're gonna put point pressure on for free, and then they're just gonna like collapse on you easily with the EMP, which they're gonna build because you don't play fast enough. So yeah, like Hunters, they just didn't control the tempo well enough, and they lose. Anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Peace.